Keith Russell Lee here, Senior Minister and Spiritual Director of the Destiny Center for Spiritual Empowerment, best-selling author and business leader. I'm really excited about today's lesson as we're continuing on getting back to the basics in this beginning of the year, looking at, again, the foundational teachings from my signature work, the 14 Principles to Power, Faith, and Living. And folks, this is a spiritual guide to creating that extraordinary life. And that's what this is all about, giving you the principles and the tools necessary for you to create that phenomenal life. Now, I've been talking about really kind of principle 1 and 2 together, which is I've been talking about how important it is for us to have a theology of God, and number 2, having a theology of self. Excuse me. And that is a powerful understanding of who you are. As yesterday I talked about, that we've got to, our self-concept impacts how we live our lives. Now, today what I want to really talk about is that you are here to have dominion on earth. When I talk about dominion, I'm talking about that you are supposed to have authority and power on this earth plane. I believe this, folks, that God did not just have us here to be able to have to suffer, to go through things, and then one glad morning when it's all over, He is going to, the trumpets it's going to blast, and then we're going to be beamed up, Scotty, to be with Him in glory. But in the meantime, we are to occupy, to demonstrate and to manifest the power of God upon earth. I really believe, folks, that we've got it wrong, that we have forfeited the fullness of everything that God has for us here now today. A few years ago, the Reverend Dr. Roscoe Cooper of the Metropolitan African American Baptist Church said some powerful words that I've been really reflecting on for the past few years. He had said, according to a certain race, that they looked at themselves as the human lords of civilization. And I thought about that, the human lords of civilization. And it struck me that that is the thought, that we are to look at ourselves as the human lords of civilization. Well, you think about it. Where does God live? God lives and moves and dwells and has His being inside of us, right? So if the fullness of God lives in us, and if God is manifested in us, we are to do the work and the will of God while we are here on this earth plane. I remember a saying that I learned when I was in college, that we are God's hands. God has no hands, for we are God's hands. God has no feet, for we are His feet. And another way of putting that and understanding that is that, again, we are manifestations of the Most High God. And we are here to do the work and the will of God. Folks, now, when we get that understanding, life takes upon a whole nother meaning. When we get that understanding, life becomes like, man, God, what is your perfect will in my life? And again, I understand something, that I'm not constrained by life. You know, you really think about it. Why would God tell us that we can speak unto yonder's mountain to be thou removed, and it shall be removed? Why did God say that we can speak unto the mulberry tree to be uprooted, and it shall be? Why would we be limited in any kind of way, even when He tells us that Jesus tells us that if thou canst believe, all things are possible? So from that perspective, folks, we are here to reign. We are here to manifest the fullness of God. Let me share a few scriptures with you as far as that is concerned from the book, and I'm on page 57 in the 14 Principles of Power, Faith, and Living. It says, the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. That's Psalm 24:1. He says, we have to embrace that we are valuable and worthwhile because God has given us stewardship over all of the works of His hands, the universe, really. And when I talk about stewardship, is that we are given the authority and the dominion to be able to take care of this planet in place. So the reality of the fact is, folks, people will never see God unless we manifest God. People will never know God until we act in that capacity and role as God, right? So as I continue on, that humanity has been given stewardship of the earth. God blessed them and said to them, "Be fruitful and increase in number, fill the earth and subdue it, rule over the fish of the sea and over the birds of the air and over every living creature that moves on the ground." That's Genesis 1:28. The dominion over the earth is not just in the ruling over animals, but is in the cultivation and the creation of life. In the metaphor of the text, it is about everything resource that is needed to create an extraordinary experience in life. This is co-creation with God at its best. And folks, we are co-creators with God. Again, it's God operating in us and through us. It's not God out here somewhere. God is waiting upon us to manifest his power in this earth plane today. Man, I'm telling you, this is some good stuff. Listen here. Psalm 8:6, again, about this whole idea of dominion. King David, the psalmist, introduced the same theme in the 8th Psalm. You made him ruler over the works of your hands. You put everything under his feet, all the flocks, the herds, the beasts of the field, the birds of the air, and the fish of the sea, and all that swim on the paths of the oceans. David is clear that God has given the individual stewardship of his creation. The notion of stewardship was being the caretaker of someone's property. The steward had to be trustworthy. Moreover, then when a steward was chosen, the lord or the master of the house would trust the judgment and the decisions in regards to the property he entrusted to the steward. If there was nothing worthwhile within the individual, why would God entrust humanity with this world? If God trusts your instincts and wisdom, why can you not trust yourself? And folks, that says it so well. God trusts you. God feels good about who you are. As I shared yesterday, there's nothing broke. There's nothing to be fixed. You are perfect. Yes, you are perfect just the way you are. And all that God is waiting for you to do is to recognize the fullness of all you are and to operate in that true spiritual nature that God has given you. Folks, that's the lesson for today. But as I end this lesson, folks, it's 10 days, and I just want to be able to share this. 10 days from now, we will be having our Saturday morning experience in the Washington, D.C. area, Saturday morning, January 20th at 9:30 a.m. at the Northern Virginia Community College in Annandale, Virginia. That's right off of 495 in the greater Washington, D.C. area. Matter of fact, it's only 14 miles from downtown Washington, D.C. And I'm expecting a full house there. I'm expecting you. Please share with others. Let them know that we will be there. And I've got a powerful message for this experience. It goes beyond just a service. It goes beyond just a seminar. It goes beyond just a workshop, but a place that you will be empowered and you'll get the tools and resources that you need to be able to live powerfully. And so again, January 20th, Saturday at 9:30 a.m. at the Northern Virginia Community College in Annandale. Now, let me also share this. I'll be in Philadelphia January 25th at 7:30 p.m. in Bala Kenwood at the Marriott Courtyard on City Avenue. Okay? Looking forward to seeing you. Mark your calendars. Be there. Matter of fact, folks, give me some thumbs up and some love on this. If you need to contact me, go ahead and send me your email address. Let me know, and I'll send you all the information and the details there. Check out the website, folks. A lot of things on the website that will be able to help you to get your year jump-started. Well, listen, till next time, live with faith and power. Keep on creating that phenomenal life. I am Keith Russell Lee.